you keep making the decision every day, you keep showing up, and guess what? The law will return back to you the good that you deserve. It has to work.
This is the Get Hired Show. Today's episode, the top 10 things to do to have a killer job search day. If you're ready to dive into today's topic, give me those likes, give me some loves. I'm Jewel Bracy DeMaio, Principal Job Search Strategist and Executive Coach, helping 6- and 7-figure directors, VPs, and C-level leaders get hired in 90 days or less. Let me bring on our special guest, Kamal El-Rassi. Kamal helps CEOs, VPs, and entrepreneurs get results fast. He's an award-winning author and speaker, a business and leadership coach. Kamal has spent 25 years in professional business management and helping entrepreneurs, CEOs, and managers to start living a better life and turn their annual income into monthly income, getting them ready to start living freely and live up to their full potential. Kamal, so excited to have you here for the top 10 things to have a killer job search day. I want you to walk us through it. So what's the first out of the 10 steps that really work?
Well, I'm so excited to be here with you and your listeners. So exciting. And one of the first things that I've learned and that's effective for myself and my clients is to when you wake up, as soon as you wake up, get into this thankful, prayerful mode. You have to pray for something bigger than you. I don't know what you believe in. Could be God, could be Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, whatever. But just be thankful and pray just quickly, 20, 30 seconds. I'm not talking an hour. Quickly, the number one thing is to pray and be in that thankful mode. The way I understood it from the legend mentor is that we are part of spirit. There's power bigger than us, and there's power, spirit coming to and through us. And we are the child of that spirit. And for us to have this energy and to have more of it, we need to magnify it. So when you are thankful for it and you pray it, you magnify the energy. That's the main reason, because our job is to create, just like the creator created the world.
I also want to actually get some background because you just now mentioned your mentor. So how did you come into knowing these techniques and how did you learn them in the first place?
Well, I was at a point in my manufacturing business career, 23 years or so, and general manager, VP, and I wanted to give more. I wanted to help more people, and there was just not enough dollars at the end of the day, in my pocket. Like there was just not enough, even though I was making fairly six figures, right? Just a lot of those jobs. And like, how can I give more in the richest country? How come I don't have that $1,000, 2,000 to freely give it away and not feel the pinch? So I started searching and ended up meeting Bob Proctor, the legend. He was in the movie The Secret, and I spent 5 years with him, learning from him directly as to how this stuff works. He did it for 61 years. So I'm grateful that he's passed away 2 years ago. And I'm grateful that I had the time to study with him and learn this from him, because we are truly a spiritual beings. We are having a human experience, but we are a spirit, infinite in power.
Okay, now take us to the number 2 thing that people can do to have a killer job search day.
I love it. So you're out there and you want to get that killer job, right? So the number 2 thing, I want you to be grateful. Like we have to be grateful for the things that we have. So after I pray, I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my lover beside me, my beautiful wife. I'm grateful for that I have a shower nearby. Some people don't have the light. Some people don't have the bed. So I'm grateful for the thing. Whatever comes to mind, I just shift it there and I get control of this thinking. And then whatever comes, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, you can go up to 10 if you want to. But then you want a job. You want a job that's like your next level up. I'm grateful for what's coming to me. You got to be grateful for this job that's coming to you, for that headhunter or for Jewel or that company and say, hey, come and work with us. So I'm grateful for the new goals. And I attract them to me. That's what I get, the law of attraction, the law of vibration, to help me bring to my life what I want. That's why.
I think this is so important when we're talking about gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the things that I want people to be grateful for is the journey of job
Mm-hmm.
search, right? So, yes, of course, you want to land that 6-figure job, that 7-figure job. Obviously, that's the end goal. But wait
Mm-hmm.
a second, there are all kinds of things happening right along that path. So I say, let's stop and be grateful for every response that you get, every phone call that you get, every phone interview that you get, every Zoom interview that you get. These are different things that are happening that are all along the path. And I think that when we stop and acknowledge those activities along the path and we're grateful for them, then job search would have less of those ups and downs. It would have less of that emotional roller coaster and everything when you just look at, okay, what's already happened? Where
Mm.
have I taken steps successfully? Be grateful for that. Everything is not just the end goal. Be grateful all the way to getting there. Take us to number 3.
So, so then, now why are we doing this early in the morning? You're just waking up, or why are we doing? Because at that point of the morning, your subconscious, which is what controls your body, controls your movement. And 98% of what you do is subconscious. You're a habitual human being. That's what you do. I go to reading and writing my goal every day. I read and write my goal loud, and I read it and I write it. And when I write it, I create an imprint in my mind, telling my subconscious mind and myself, this is what I want. I'm declaring it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I learned that from the late Bob Proctor. I am so happy and grateful now that what is my goal? Now I have a lot of goals. What's the one goal? What's the one thing that's on your mind? The job? That's what you write. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and you write it. So the layer in that morning hours, but for the subconscious to get the idea in, it's very thin. And that's why you want to do it as soon as you wake up. So critical to have a goal, to have a goal card to put in your pocket. And then I take the goal card and I put it in my pocket and I carry it with me all day long. And every time I touch it, I remember my goal.
What's so great about this is that when you have goals, you write them down, you're that much closer to execution, right? It's not a wish list. Now it
Mm-hmm.
became a goal. And
Mm-hmm.
because you're doing it every day, you're going to execute. So, one thing that I talk to my clients about is, what are the levers that we need to pay attention to in job search? There are really 3 levers. What are the opportunities that we're in front of? Who are the employers that we're in front of? And who are the people we're talking to? Let's pay attention to those 3 levers every single day. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to actually executing on the job search, great goals are going to have to do with the number of opportunities, the number of employers, and the number of people you're talking to every single day. Totally love that. Take us to number 4.
So good, so good. So then you get off the bed, right? You're off the bed, you go to your beautiful little space, whatever it is. It could be a chair, it could be your desk, get your cup of coffee, your tea, whatever is your mojo in the morning, and sit down in a space that's calm and what I call study, which is the part that I teach most of my clients. I call it study time. And I'm studying me. I'm studying who I am becoming. I'm studying some mindset material. I do that with my clients. So I study. You could be studying for your position in sales. You could be studying for your position as the leader that is leading a company to that next level merger. But you need that time to study where I get you to think. You see, only 2-3% of the people think. The 97% are not thinking. They're just following along. And that's what's happening. So I want you to take that time, 15, 20 minutes to study.
Self-improvement then is really, really important. Developing yourself every day. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. My job every day is to get better. That's how I'm going to get paid more. That's how I'm going to be serving more. I got to get better. If I'm better today than yesterday, I've done my part. If I showed up at my best today, I've done my part. If I kind of half showed up, did I really do my best? I got to be honest with myself. I made a decision. I want this job. I wrote the goal down. I'm stepping up. I'm becoming the man or the woman that you are, who you want to be. So you step for it. You just improve yourself. Absolutely.
I think this is so important because, all of this is a decision, is it not? It's the decision to take these 10 steps that you're walking us through every day. That's a decision. And
Absolutely.
quite frankly, we know when we were half stepping it, don't we? We know that. We don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to admit it, but we know when we gave 50% effort. We know when we gave 10% effort. We know when we phoned it in. We know all of that. So listen, it's not that you'll necessarily be perfect every single day from here on out, but
Mhm.
you can definitely be conscious about making these decisions to take these actions every single morning of every single day, right?
Love it. Absolutely. You make that decision and you have to persist through it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. And you take that responsibility. Like it's not anybody else, it's you right now.
So, Kamal, can you share with us a story of somebody you've worked with who, you walk them down this path and they had great success?
Absolutely. I could share the story of Richie, who's an accountant and tax advisor. He's out of LA. He's doing really well right now. He came to me and he wasn't feeling good. He's frustrated in his job. He's not getting paid as much. He's doing all this work and he's overloaded, and he has this aspiration to become an entrepreneur, but the job wasn't really serving him anymore. So I took him through this process. I took him through how I study, elite level mentorship, and accountability. Three things. That's how it works: study, elite level mentorship, accountability. Then he started to fall in love with his job. Then he got a little raise, and he actually got a promotion to in his same job that he just 2 months ago he was not liking it. He was just like, "This is hell. I don't want this anymore." He shifted, and then at the end of last year, I think September, October, he opened his own company. And last I talked to him, he's 4 times his income. So whatever he was making the previous year, up to now, he's made it 4 times. So that's the power of this information. Like, but you have to get serious. You have to make that decision that you are better. You are here meant for more. You just have been misguided. You have not taken the right steps. You have not been handheld a little bit to move forward. So I'm so proud of Richie for 4 timing his income. You go from 70, 80,000 to 4 times. It's pretty significant to any family here in the US, right? And he lives in LA. It's a bit expensive, but he's doing really well. So that's Richie in a very short amount of time.
That's a fantastic, fantastic success story. So, it seems like there's a continuum here. First, you have to hear the information. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have to make a decision to do the steps, right? Without excuses. And then you have to be consistent with it, right? We're not talking about you waking up one day and doing these 10 things and then all this magic happens, right? The decision comes every single day. And that's important. Consistency is important. One of the things that I talk about a lot is do it until. Until
Yeah.
what? Don't ask me until what. Do it until. What that means is don't do it once, don't do it 3 times, don't do it 10 times, and then sit there like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Do it. Do it until. So I think that's so good. And it's so good to hear that's just one example of someone you worked with who had tremendous, tremendous results. Okay, friends, we're going to be hearing more from Kamal El-Rassi coming up. We are going to continue going through the
Yeah.
top 10 things to do to have a killer job search journey. We'll be right back. You can transform your job search by initiating a crucial step here. Friends, I encourage you to take advantage of the new job game plan. What we do is hold a free new job game plan call with you, and you can get it by going to 90dayoffer.com/game plan. So, your new job game plan is with me or the team. Here's what we're going to talk about: what's going on in your current job search situation now, why you're searching right now, what's put you out into the job market, how the search is going right now, and how we may be able to help. It's important for us to be able to hear about your story and hear about your situation in order to recommend what will be helpful to you. 90dayoffer.com game plan is the place to go. The new job game plan call is about 15 minutes. We'll answer all the questions you could possibly have, plus probably ones you didn't even think to ask. We're back with Kamal El-Rassi talking about the top 10 things to have a killer job search day. All right, Kamal, take us to number 5.
I love it. So now that you're in this beautiful position, you have studied, you're at this peace, you're at this like nice and ease. What I want you to do, I want you to ask yourself and ask Spirit and ask God, what should I do to improve myself? How can I improve my service? How can I improve my business? How can I land this interview? How can I ace it? What do I need to do to show up at my best? And I write down the 2, 3, 4, I go up to 6 sometimes. Often I don't carry all these actions, but that's the thing. At that moment of being peaceful in the morning, I ask, what are the 6 things I need to do today? I'm very specific. What am I doing today? Who I need to call? Who do you need to phone? Who, like exact specifics. And I work with a lot of business people who are doing income generating activities because I'm not talking about cleaning the house and the back. I'm talking about things that are going to move the needle. What are the top 6 things? My $25,000 idea. And guess what? Answers will come. Spirit will provide.
So let me ask a question about this. What is the difference between this point in the 10-step process when you say ask and the first point, which is prayer? Because in both cases, we're consulting that spirit who's bigger than us. So can you talk about the difference, please?
Absolutely. So at the beginning, we're just praying to spirit. We're praying to the God. That's at the beginning of the day. At this part, when I'm asking, now I've just studied and I'm connecting with myself and I'm asking, what do I need to do next? And you're going to get ideas. Ideas are moving all the time. We always have ideas. Ideas are energy and everything is just moving. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. But what do you do? Like how do you decide what to do next? So you have to focus. And that's what's different. You, at that moment, after you studied, were using what I call the higher mental faculties, your imagination, your memory, your perception, your reason, and your will. Okay. And you focus. There's a lot of things to do. I mean, how many thousands companies are out there? But which ones are you going to apply to? This one, IBM, Apple. Like you have to focus. And focus is like the magnifying glass that you take it out to the sun and gives you the light to bead. It's just like that flashlight, right? You know, it's like very, very focused. And that's what's the difference. Now I'm focused on today, what I can do now, right? And that's the difference to me. And sometimes for some people, if they've been struggling for a long time, they'll find it difficult to get an answer. But you just got to persist. You just got to show up and you got to reflect and you got to be calm. You got to learn to be serene and the answers will come. And if you act on those ideas, you will move forward. Once these ideas come in and you write them down on paper and you commit to them and you actually take the action, the law of the universe, the law of cause and effect has to provide you with the results because now you're following your guidance. Now you're following your intuition. Now you're following your perception. And that's God speaking to you, right? That's God telling you what you need, where do you need to go next. And if you follow it in true heart, and if you do your best, and if you show up, now, a lot of time we need help. Joel's help, my help, mentors, whatever. You need help to do technical things. It's okay to get help. That could be what you come up with, but you got to follow through.
I love the imagery that you draw for us about focus with that magnifying glass, because one of the things that I say all the time is where you focus, you will find what you want. And the
Mm,
reason that I love the magnifying glass is because it is so opposite of this casting a wide net that people want to do when they're searching. And I'm telling you, friends, it is wrong-headed thinking to cast a wide net. You can't be all over the place. You can't be all over the internet. Now, the reason that I love the imagery is because when you focus with that magnifying glass, you can literally light a fire. And
mm,
that's what should be happening with your job search. But think about the image of casting a wide net. That net is full of holes. It is full of holes. And you're going to be spending so much time, so much energy running all over the internet. No, focus, light a fire under that thing that you want, and then you'll get there. You'll absolutely get there. Kamal, I think that we got 5 and 6 kind of
yeah.
coming together. So I want us to clearly talk about step 6
Hmm.
because you said that it has to do with acting. And I think doing a top 6 number of things that you decide to do. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Beautiful. I love it. So this top six coming from a little story back in the 1900s. There was this consultant that went to a large steel plant. The steel plant was not running very well and they were not productive. So this consultant came in, spent 2 days. And at the end of the day, end of the 2 days, he handed off a piece of paper to the CEO of the company. He used to work for Andrew Carnegie. And he said, tell your manager to write down at the end of every day, what are the top 6 things that they need to do? He goes, that's it? You spent here 2 days? And he said, yeah, just what are the top 6 things you need to do, but you got to act on them. He said, okay, how much do you want for that? I said, I don't want anything for it. You just let me know if this works out. The guy goes away. 2.5, 3 months later, they call him back. The CEO tells him this has been the best idea ever. They became more productive, more focused, and more team engaged because they focused on these top 6 things and they took action on them. That's what's known as the $25,000 idea. You search it up, you'll find it. But it's focused. It's just like that laser, just like that magnifying glass. What are the top 6 things? You want to be like a laser beam. You don't want to be everywhere. You want to be focused. It's relaxed. You slow down to speed up. That's it. But you got to take the action. And why do you have to take the action? We live in the physical plane, and we live in the cause and effect world. We're not dead, we're not spirit, we're here, we're alive, having this human experience. So you have to take action and you get a reaction. You take action, you get a reaction. Now, bad action, bad reaction. Good action, good result. And you keep correcting this plane. You keep taking this action. You keep persisting. You keep making the decision every day. You keep showing up. And guess what? The law will return back to you the good that you deserve. It has to work.
Kamal is reading my mind, friends, because he's talking about things right now that he and I have not talked about offline or anything like that. One of the things that I really emphasize with my job search clients is contacting your super six every single day. So Kamal, I think there's something that might be magical about that number six. But here's what I believe. For every opportunity, you can be talking to six relevant people. And guess what? Six is not the hugest number in the world. This is not something that's going to bog you down for half of your day.
Mm.
So, with the steps that I teach, you can identify 10 people, you can identify 12 people, but after you identify them, reach out. So, one of the things that job seekers like to do is put more resumes out there. Everybody likes to do that. That's not what needs to happen, friends. You don't need more resumes. You don't need more applications. You don't need more submissions. You need more conversations. Conversations are your currency. Commit to having 6 conversations about every single opportunity.
Mhm.
Watch that needle move, watch that ball get rolling, and keep on rolling. And really, what this entire episode is about is learning the information, making a decision to embrace that information, and then making a decision to execute that information. The execution is so important. So I'd say making a decision every day to execute every day, that's what's going to move you forward, friends. Do you agree, Kamal?
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And I love it how we're synchronizing on the 6 things. And I mean, I was just a good student. I followed an amazing mentor. I was a good follower to become a good leader. So you just have to execute and you just got to show up, do the work, do the things that you're asked to do. When you hire somebody to help you follow that direction, become a good follower, become a good student, take the action, and guess what? The result will come back. It's so magical, and people are so surprised that, oh, you got the job so fast. Well, yeah, because you get somebody that knows what they're doing. Because you got jobs to hundreds of other people. So it's a process. It's If you could do it by yourself, you would have done it. And that's the part that we are so limited on. Like, oh, I could do this by myself. Well, of course you can, but you haven't. So if you want it fast, you got to follow somebody that knows what you're doing. And that's what leaders do. You follow somebody that know what they're doing and you do it.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I think we're up to number 7 now. What's the 7th step in these 10 key steps?
Yeah, so at some point, I think after you kind of wrote down these 6 things, you want to do some physical activity. I believe in physical fitness, right? I want to be healthy. I want to be wealthy. I want to do some muscular activity, whatever it is your workout, whatever is your jam, yoga, this, that, do the workout, do the cleanup, shower up, and then, have your little nice, beautiful, healthy breakfast and come back down and you hit it. Whatever is your time, it's 8 a.m., you go. And that's it. You've scheduled your time and you're actually going to get busy taking the action. It's scheduled. It's on my calendar. It could be your interview time. It could be your preparing, rehearsing your conversation. Like if I don't have a sales call from 9 to 12, I schedule like a rehearsal because I want to practice my sale. I want to practice my pitch. I want to practice how I show up. So it's like crunch time. It's that busy time where you actually have to put the time. Like you have to be willing to pay the price. You want this job? You want to get these actions done? You got to be willing to put the price. You get to go out later in the day. You get to watch TV later someday. But pay the price during this work time, during the day, whatever is your time. You just decide. You don't need to work out 8 hours a day finding a job, but you do have to put some time to find a job. It's going to take you some hours. You're going to have to show up. You have to be healthy. You have to be strong, and you do it. And that's the thing. Busy taking action. That's what you do. That's what's next.
I think what's so important about this is, when it comes to managing your time, scheduling your time,
Oh, yeah.
I put on my calendar appointments with me where I'm blocked out from the world and no one else can see my calendar, no one else can see that I'm available. Guaranteed, I'm not sitting there taking a nap. I'm doing the things that I need to do to improve, to study, to learn, whatever it is. Now, this is a concept that it's really important to execute and put into practice. What are those things in your job search that are critically important? Probably identifying what opportunity you're going to be pursuing or what opportunity you're trying to engineer to come inbound to you. What's another thing that's important? Put it on your calendar. Identify who your Super Six are and when you're going to reach out to them. Identify who you need to connect with, who you need to reconnect with. Put
Mm.
that time on your calendar. You know why? Because otherwise, you wake up at 6, 7, maybe 8 in the morning, I guess. And then all of a sudden you look around, hoo, it's 3 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock is 5 minutes before 6 o'clock. And then the kids are home and then the day's over, right? So all of a sudden your whole day is gone. So it's a decision, once again, friends. You have to decide what's most important, what's going to move you forward, what are those actions. Put them on your calendar. Make them recurring Monday through Friday. You can take a break on the weekends. You're allowed to have self-care. You should even have self-care every day. We're on the point right now. Kamal's talking about exercise. That's part of self-care. It makes you feel good. Nobody's saying that you need to be in the gym for 8 hours, but you can certainly power walk for a half hour a day because it gets the blood pumping. Think about
Yeah.
everything that you could be thinking about while you're power walking. Think about the podcast you could be listening to. Think about the spiritual program you could be listening to. You can get all that in a half hour power walk. And then you come back to your day in the beginning of the day that much better. And you know what you need to do from hour to hour. So the whole day doesn't get sucked away. And then at 6 o'clock at night, you're like, oh, what did I accomplish today? No, make a decision to set out that calendar from the beginning so that you're super productive. Friends, we're talking about how to have a killer job search day. And definitely scheduling your time makes for a killer job search day. All right, so we are going to have more from Kamal El Rassi coming up. We're going to finish out our top 10 list. We'll be right back. If you've made a decision that now is the time for you to get professional help in your job search, start with a new job game plan call at 90dayoffer.com/game plan. It's 15 minutes of us talking about your background story, what's going on in your job search right now, what you're thinking you'd like to do next. If you're not getting enough responses, we'll talk about that. If you're interviewing but not getting offers, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about whatever point in the job search you're in right now and what you feel like you need help with. The new job game plan is private, it's one-on-one. Share your story with me or with a specialist on our team, and you'll get some thoughts and recommendations on what to do next so that you have specific, concrete steps going forward. All right, Kamal, let's go ahead and bring this home. So we need steps 8, 9, and 10 for job seekers to have a killer day. What's step 8?
I love it. So you've had your day, you did your thing, you showed up at your best. And if not, here's what you got to do: self-reflection. You got to ask yourself a few questions, like sometime during the evening after dinner. You take this 5, 10 minutes and you ask yourself, did I do my best? Did I do my best? Because remember, you made a decision, you're persisting, and you're taking responsibility. Did I do my best? Did I show up? And then I say, okay, how can I improve? How can I get better? I reflect on what has happened because I want to improve. All I want to do for the law of compensation for me to work is just get better. See, the need for what I do has always been here and always will be here. We're all replaceable. So all I have to do is get better at what I do. Did I do my best? And if not, why not? What's holding you back? What are these limiting beliefs? So self-reflection is key. And it doesn't need to take long. And you can have it with your journal at night. Like I journal in my journal, and you just write it down. Okay, this is what did I do well? Oh, I showed up on time. I did good on the conversation. I asked very intelligent questions on that interview. I did my research. Okay, then if you did well, then you could carry that forward for the future days. Where can you improve? Okay, maybe I should not have sped up so much to get a ticket or something. I don't know. You have to self-reflect and improve every day. That's the way I live. I want to improve every day. I want to become the best at what I do. So self-reflection.
I love the idea that you're supposed to journal that
Yeah.
because here's what I'm envisioning. What I'm envisioning is looking back on that journal after a period of time, and then you see all of the things that you did accomplish, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also see all the things you said you were going to improve, and after a period of time, you can see whether or not you did that. But I think it's important to have, that written record so that we remember. I think that's critically important. Okay, Kamal. So give us numbers 9 and 10 as far as the 10 key things in order to have a killer job search day.
I love it. I love it. So now you're about to go to bed, you have your schedule, but what I like to do at the end of the day, I like to write my goal, that goal that I've had it in my pocket all day long. I like to write it down because I'm telling my subconscious mind stays awake at night. It's got 98% control of what happens. So I'm giving it that order. Hey, I want this and I want it. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and I write my goal because that's what I want to see few moments before I go to bed. So I read it and I write it. And then before you close your eyes and you pass out for the night, close your eyes with your wish fulfilled. Now that my wish is fulfilled, how do I feel? Now that my wish is fulfilled, how do I feel? Because the subconscious mind works by the feeling. That's your heart. That's your spirit. Like if you like what you're doing, if that's where you want to go, that's what's going to get you. And you're going to attract into you everything you need. You'll engage the law of attraction and the law of vibration. And that's what I teach my clients. You go into the future. You have that job, you have that relationship, you have that car, you have that building. Now that my wish is fulfilled, how do I feel? And you close your eyes and sleep. And guess what? Your subconscious mind, that's got 98% control on what happens with your life, goes at night working for you. That's what I do. And that's what my clients do. And they love it. So good.
That is so powerful. So, number 9, you're already in bed, but maybe sitting up or whatever. Write down your goal. This is your goal for the next day. Is that right?
Well, I write my big goal. You can write your goal for the next day if that's how far you can see. I usually read and write my big goal. Right? And the next day goal are little steps. I have a big goal and I have steps.
Wonderful. And then number 10, so powerful. Live the wish fulfilled. And what you're saying is that works in your subconscious mind, and then you're going to sleep. That's the power in that. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. So once it's in your subconscious mind and you feel it, the subconscious mind is all energy. It's going to attract into you everything you need. You're going to get people like Joel. You're going to get people like companies that want your skill. How do people attract good things into their life? How could successful people become more successful? But yet those who are not, they're always not because they keep thinking the same thing. So I want to shift you. I want to shift you into the wish fulfillment to where you want to be. How would you react 5 years from now if you have that job, if you are that boss, if you have that man? How would you show up? So you live it right now, and guess what? You become a magnet. You start attracting it. People are going to be fighting for you. That's what will happen. And if the company that you're in does not deserve you, guess what? Other ones will find you. That's how it works. Because this is not just a thing. This is the law. You'll start exuding this energy that that's who you are, and the people will find you. That's how the world works. So cool.
Fantastic. Kamal El-Rassi, top 10 things to do to have a killer job search day. Kamal, tell our friends all your socials, please.
Excellent. So as you see my name, Kamal Arasi. If you search me, it's basically on Facebook. It's also on LinkedIn, also on YouTube. On LinkedIn, it's KELRASSI. So that's how you'll find me. And I really welcome you all. I want to gift all your listeners, if you don't mind. Can I give them a gift?
Yes, absolutely. My audience wants a gift.
All right, beautiful. So this is a gift. This is $1,000 worth of a gift that you can get it and use it. What I call it, amplify your morning with Kamal. You want to amplify your morning. You want to go through this routine for a few days with me. It won't cost you a thing, but will cost you a little bit of time so you can learn it and build that habit. That's what my $1,000. What I do with my clients who are clients already. So you're welcome to come in and spend a week with me for free so you can actually really experience this magic. And you go to the website askalrasi.com/6 a.m. askalrasi.com/6 a.m. And you'll get one full week, full access. This is no sales, nothing. We're just talking about mindset. We're talking about the day that help you to amplify your morning. So you can start showing up at your best because you really deserve to be the best. Now some things have happened and you've shifted. Now let's get you back on this next level frequency and vibration. It's my gift to you, $1,000 worth and more. And from there, you're gonna do good in the world to get more success, more health, more wealth, because you deserve it. And the fact that you're here with Jules World, the fact that you're listening to this, you're actually exuding this energy. Now, are you willing to make a decision? Are you willing to take responsibility? Are you willing to show up for yourself and become that best version? Because that's what we want to do.
You heard it from Kamal El-Rassi, and you deserve it. Kamal, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Good luck. And guess what? It's going to happen. Sleep with the wish fulfilled, and it will happen.
Fantastic, fantastic information from Kamal El-Rassi. On the next episode of the Get Hired Show, 3 secrets job seekers over age 50 know that make the job search easy. Be sure to join us right here Friday at noon Eastern Time.